Hello, I'm the President and CTO for eSync Training. We're a premier Adobe Connect development partner, and we're pleased to bring to you the very first LTI solution that integrates both Brightspace and Adobe Connect. So let's look at a few innovative features within this integration. The first thing that you'd want to be able to do is certainly map a course to an Adobe Connect meeting. So we've made that very seamless and very easy to do. You would also want the ability to map roles in D2L specifically to Adobe Connect roles. We've also made that very easy, and I'll be demonstrating that here in just a minute. You'd also want the recordings for Adobe Connect. So the second that your class is over, the recordings become immediately available to your students. And then with the Adobe Connect metaphor, you have the ability to reuse your virtual classroom or your Adobe Connect meeting over and over again. You'd want to be able to generate student reports. We also have some very innovative features like virtual office hours, study groups, where in the study groups you can allow your students to host their own Adobe Connect meetings and be able to invite other students within the course roster to that meeting. And you also have some other really kind of innovative features where we're synchronizing the class roster with Adobe Connect as a scheduled task. So let's see how easy our Brightspace LTI integration with Adobe Connect is to use. As you can see here, our application is loaded. We've got 3 different types of meetings: course meetings, office hours, and study groups. I would like to construct the virtual classroom. I'm going to click Add Meeting. I'm just going to type in whatever title I want to use, but we'll just keep it simple for right now and just say Virtual Classroom. I'm going to select the correct Adobe Connect meeting template. So that's been selected. We do have the optional information that you would expect inside of Adobe Connect. We're going to click Next. And then what this is doing is it's mapping all the appropriate Brightspace users from the class roster for that particular course to Adobe Connect. It's creating an Adobe Connect meeting behind the scenes. It's taking all the roles, the users within the roles within Brightspace, and mapping those automatically to Adobe Connect. If the user already exists in the system, it'll reuse that user. If the user does not exist, it will create that user from within the system. So I'm going to click Finish. And it has now officially created that Adobe Connect meeting and created the single sign-on for the instructor in this case. So I'm going to click Join. That's going to launch me into the Adobe Connect meeting for the room that was created. I'm going to go in and just have a little fun. I'm going to create a whiteboard. Say Brightspace is cool. I'm going to record the meeting, and imagine me teaching a 1-hour class. The meeting is now complete. I'm going to stop the recording. I'm going to end the meeting, and I'm going to close this and then go back to the LTI application. And what you'll see is that the recordings immediately show up for the teacher, and they will also for the student. The recordings are secure. Only the students within the class roster are able to see the recording. As an instructor, I have the ability to edit the recording. I can share it. I can make it an FLV. I can also make it an MP4 if your Adobe Connect account supports that. I can delete it. And then the other very kind of exciting feature is I can see student reports of who attended my virtual classroom. So one of the great things about Adobe Connect is being able to reuse your virtual classroom over and over again. So if you're teaching History 101 and you have 10 meetings, you're going to use the same virtual classroom over and over again. So you can see your complete attendance across that entire virtual class that you have created for that particular quarter, let's say. So that is our integration. We also have a nice office hours feature. So as an instructor, if I teach History 101, section A, B, and C, I have the ability to reuse my office hours across all the courses that I teach. And it's all nicely secure. And then we also have the ability to do virtual study groups. So if you want to allow your students, if you've got an Adobe Connect license that supports the concurrent licensing model, and you want to allow your students to be able to host their own Adobe Connect meetings and lead if there's 30 students in a course, being able to lead their own virtual study group, they have the ability to do so, all right from within this interface. So thank you very much for watching. If you'd like to schedule a demo with your organization, please go to esynctraining.com/D2L, and we'd be happy to show you some of the additional features that we have available in the product. We also are happy to set up a trial that you can use it within your organization. So thank you very much, and we appreciate you watching this video.